In psychology, fiction until fairly recently used to just be dismissed as description that was unreliable because the person writing it had no particular status, they did no statistics, it was likely to be unrepresentative and therefore not to be thought about. But I think what we now understand is that the idea that fiction is a description of some kind is just really deeply unhelpful. I mean, it's almost as deeply unhelpful as saying, well, on the one hand there is fact and on the other hand there is fiction. Right? It's just not a helpful way to think about it. I think the helpful way to think about it is that what fiction is, and when I say fiction I include print fiction, plays, movies. What fiction is a kind of simulation of selves in the social world, selves and their interactions. And so what we do when we engage in a piece of fiction is we enter into it usually by taking on the concerns and plans of a protagonist. So we put aside our own goals and plans, we take on the goals and plans of a protagonist, and now we're confronted by this situation and that situation. And so what the writer does is to say, all right, now imagine this action, and of course you as the reader or spectator then bring that to life in your own mind. And then, as I say, with artistic fiction, you're actually having your own thoughts and feelings about it. So as you take on these concerns and plans of a protagonist, you are also having your own emotions about these situations. And so we like to think about it as, well, in several ways. One of them is it's as if when you're learning to fly an aeroplane, it's a good idea to spend time in a flight simulator because then you can experience many, many more situations than you could if you're just up there. I mean, most of the time when you're flying, nothing is happening. But in a flight simulator, you can confront many situations, some of which might in the future be important to you. So fiction's more like that. It allows us to live not just one life, but many lives. So I think that's probably a better way of thinking about fiction than fiction as a kind of description, or fiction as something to contrast with fact. I guess another way of thinking about it is like the weather forecast. If you watch on the television the weather forecast, what you're looking at there is the output of a computer simulation, right? And you don't say, oh, is that true or false? What you say is, well, is that going to be helpful to me, if I'm going out tomorrow? Would it be a good idea to take my umbrella? And so fiction is more like a simulation about possible worlds, about if this would happen, how would you, if in this role that you take on as a protagonist, how would you engage with that? What would it mean to you?